We're going to talk today about people living soulfully.
Okay.
Right? Hence our SoulFull Creator. Okay, so we have the people on HGTV, right, who are building their homes and they love it. You can just tell how much they love it. And then you have the RVers. We met some RVers, right, who are these millennial kids, and they're just going around living out of these really cool RVs and working from
They
remote.
have jobs out of their RVs.
Jobs
it's pretty amazing.
Out of their homes. And the food shows, right? People who love to cook.
My favorite.
Right? And we kind of talked in our first episode about our kids.
I have a daughter that has a cookie business, decorating.
Right?
Sugar cookie decorating business. And I have another daughter that she does the cookie tags and she does wedding invitations.
My daughter, she has a great little podcast about mental health, and a daughter-in-law who's a foodie. There's so many people out there who are living their passions, and that's kind of what we're going to talk a little bit about today.
I like to break down the word passion into passing it on. And just to explain the energy around passion, right? Passion is intense love. It's, I am so full of love. That's where the soulful part gets into it, right?
Yeah.
Is my soul is so alive and so full of life experience and so full of love and truth that I can't help let my soul live through me. I'm letting that soul come into the physical realm and express itself. And we recognize this. It's happening all over the world. And it's not just musicians in Hollywood anymore. It's not just rock bands. Every single person now can be a superstar out there.
It's almost like you can tell. I mean, it really comes through, right? You can just really see their passion, and it's exciting. And when you meet people, it's like, wow. It's addicting.
It's very contagious. We see people that are in their passion, whether it's speaking or writing a book or painting or the way that they prepare their food and they put their meals on social media, or the quotes. But souls out there that are expressing themselves, it's because they're embodying the energy of love to the point where they just can't contain it anymore. And they want to pass it on and share it with other soulmates out there. When we say to live soulfully, is let your soul come out, let it come out and be what you were always intended and meant to be.
Okay, well, let's talk about your passion. What were the steps of finding your passion?
Well, first I want to say that I think there are things that we kind of our subconscious remembers from childhood that's buried down in there that the soul has the answers to, that we've maybe forgotten about because we've been on the planet too long and, we've been conditioned to, we have to be this or we have to do that. Yeah. So there's all these shoulds and shouldn'ts and things that are stopping us from remembering and reuniting with our soul to remember what were those spiritual gifts that we were given, that we were meant to share in this lifetime.
I think when we talk about living passionately, people tend to maybe be, a little scared, right? Or a little bit fearful of I don't have a passion project, or maybe I do have one, but I'm just scared to get it out there because of kind of when you were younger, you didn't want to be scary. You want to be laughed at, right?
Hey, listen, I'm scared to do this podcast.
Okay.
It's vulnerable. It's really vulnerable to be yourself. It's like you're showing your naked truth. Your soul has the naked truth and wants to come out on center stage in your life. And that's a scary thing because there are going to be people that maybe don't resonate with you, or people that feel threatened, that are like, hey, who does she think she is, trying to be a superstar, trying to think she's all cool and that? Yeah. The people that are stuck in their human part of themselves, that are not, in balance with their soul, they're going to be threatened by that. It's like, how dare you live in greatness? How dare you raise the bar for me, right? Yeah. It's like, there are souls out there that are raising the bar and saying there is a higher way to live, to know your truth, to live soulfully, live authentically, live passionately in every moment. But the creator part is the part where it's where we realize that energy of creation is really fun, that it's like being in kindergarten and getting to be able to pick up the crayons and create a picture, and using clay and molding clay and art projects, and the process of creation you know, is what we're here to do with our lives, but not just creating a good meal on HGTV or, you know, redecorating your bedroom. It's about really rebuilding your life and doing it from this place of loving it, loving every moment of life, the good, the bad, the pain, and the passion, and loving the process of embracing that your soul is growing because it's having a physical experience.
And it's the energy of play.
Yep. Get back to childlike excitement and fun and playing and learning how to play well with others. That's kind of what this whole, you know, creator part is all about.
Right. What can they do as far as how they should be living passionately? What would you teach them if they were coming to you?
I had this exercise that I went through where I realized that there was, you know, there was the soul and there was the human. I had to ask myself, okay, well, if the soul is the child, let me take myself back to the time when I was 8, right? Let's forget all these 40 years of what life has asked me to be, what the human part of me has told me I had to become, and get back to peeling back those layers and get back to the core. And so I had to ask myself, when the light first came through the curtains in my bedroom as a little girl, what got me out of bed? What was the first thing that I thought about? Was it the cold cereal I was going to eat? Was it that I wanted to go out and jump rope or roller skate or get on the phone and talk with my friends? Or was it that there was a favorite place that I had, like the monkey bars and the sand pile? What was it that I was doing, right? I created a list of the things that brought me joy, because joy is that energy of being full, being a soulful creator. And so what made me happy? What was that pull that was pulling me out of bed that made me, you know, think about your grandkids and these, you know, our children that are under the age of 10 and how they live their lives. And, you know, what gets them excited? I have a granddaughter that's so big and full, Aria May. And she is so full of energy that we all have to take turns being around her because she's so full that it's like on high speed, right? And that's what my mom used to say about me, and that's why I have to embrace that about her, because that is me. I loved to create, to paint. My grandma was an artist, and we would go play at her house. I would clean her house, and then we'd get to play in the studio. And I'm like, what am I doing in my life that's creative? I had been doing nothing up to that point. So I'm like, wow, I need friends. I need to be creative. And I remembered how much color excited me. Like, I loved purple and I loved green and I loved red, and I thought I loved to play with color, and I thought I'm not really expressing myself through color anymore, and I love flowers. So little things like that. Look at who you were, what you did on a daily basis. How did you spend your time? You know, what was important to you? Who was your best friend? Who did you want to spend time with, right? What did you like to do? Who was your favorite teacher? What did you do at recess? And take yourself back to before you were 10 and really peel back and get down to the soul and figure out where the joy is. And it's time for us to finally do this and we're free and embrace the freedom that we had when we were children, and to become like, you know, to realize we do have a choice to play. We don't have to look at life as if every minute is a chore. I think just really realizing that freedom is a law that really governs the soul, and to really embrace that as we go through this journey.
Okay, so get your passion inventories up and set a plan to see how you can put that into action.
Share it with us.